Good morning. Happy Wednesday, hump day. I never know if that's considered a rude thing to say or not. I wanted to read this we're having some technical issues. I wanted to read today's reading is yoga mythology. And quite often we have stories of mythology in yoga. And that's so that we can learn almost like a parable, like the Bible and a lot of other religions do, so that we can learn a message without using the exact example. Sometimes people seem to learn better from, I have to keep moving this. I don't know why it's so weird today. People learn better from stories and parables often than they do an actual real story of something actually really happening. So this one is the myth of baby Krishna, mud pies, and the universe. And I had to read it a couple times to see where it was going. One day back when the god Krishna was a baby, he was playing in the yard with his neighbor's son, happily making sand castles and mud pies. Krishna's mother, Yashoda, who was keeping an eye on the boy, suddenly saw Krishna cramming mud into his mouth. She rushed over to him, scolded him, and grabbed his face to clean it. As she peered into the mouth, Krishna mischievously revealed the entire universe within it. Overcome by what she saw, Yashoda fainted. Krishna was immediately remorseful. He called to Maya, the goddess of illusion, and implored her to conceal what he had revealed. When Yashoda recovered, she had forgotten what she'd seen. The myth shows us how perceiving the world in one small glimpse or experience at a time helps us to appreciate it. Be fully present in each small moment and the universe will reveal itself slowly and beautifully. And I like that because I guess she was so caught up in finding what was in his mouth and solving that problem instead of seeing the good that was coming out of that moment. And I have one last one I thought was really interesting. This comes up a lot, especially appealing to me right now. I seem to feel like there's a lot of people in my life who need comforting. Offer comfort. Imagine that a friend comes to you upset about something. You offer to listen to their frustration, creating a safe place for them to release and relax. Perhaps they need a hug. Perhaps they simply need to be heard. You are offering them comfort. Odds are they don't want you to tell them what to do, although it's often our inclination. I am very guilty of that. Offering comfort to someone involves less effort than you can imagine. It often requires just a safe place to unwind. And I try really hard to just mirror back the frustration they might be feeling, the sadness they might be feeling. Instead of offering advice, it's better just to say back, it sounds like that's really upsetting. Kind of say what you think you would feel if you were in that position. The hardest thing I find is to not offer advice or to offer similar stories of something that happened in your own life to show them that it's normal. It's human nature to want to do that, but I feel like I'm sure I shouldn't be doing that. So I thought today, using some of my own tightness in my own body, we would use the shoulders, neck, hips. We talk about interconnectivity often, and so quite often if something's tight in one part of my body, it's probably actually an indicator of tension somewhere else in my body. So thinking of the whole person, we'll do some poses that facilitate relaxing and ease throughout the whole body. And most of this comes from our floor work, but you know, most of you have been with me for long enough that you know all the different therapeutics that we use to correct some of these challenges in our body. So without further ado, let's come on our back and do some floor therapeutics so that we can prepare the body. We'll do a few more upright ones. And if you are new to this practice with our program here, you can let me know if there's something more that you need beyond what we're doing. First thing is to come to the mat. Setting my intention, I know that I want to be present in my body, what it's going to offer me at this point, and then I lay the body and the bones down one backbone at a time. Chin is to chest so that the head and the neck are the last piece that comes down. And actually today, let's interlace our hands behind the head. Pull the elbows together, hug that chin in, and this is going to create as much space as possible behind the heart in the spine. And I'm going to slowly lay the shoulders down. Slowly open the elbows, and if this is not available to you in your shoulders, leave out the shoulder piece. Let's lay here for 3 breaths. I still have my fingertips touching behind my neck or the curve of my neck, base of your skull, elbows pressed down, and instantly my belly wants to pop up. So you're going to engage your core and press the lower back down. Take a big breath in and exhale. Now let's open our arms. Big breath in. Exhale. Keep releasing and letting the floor hold you up. Trust this floor is going to be there. One more. Inhale. Chest rises, but everything stays down. Nails press down. And as you exhale, press the whole back body to the floor. Let's do a little tuck tilt of the spine here without moving much. So eyes are closed, tailbone roots down, shoulders root down, and I let my solar plexus, which is just above the belly button. So it's almost, so you have your belly button, and then the next hand width up is your solar plexus. Almost just kind of where your diaphragm, and then I come into the sternum. So chest rises, tailbone's down, but there's a deep curve behind my back. Lots of people have very deep curved banana back. And then as you exhale, gently tuck your tail, press the lower back and mid back down. Inhale, the curve returns. There's the cow back if I was on all fours. Exhale back to the floor. And you'll notice there's almost a rocking motion of the hips or the tailbone. Inhale, create the curve. Exhale, lower the back. Inhale, create the curve. Exhale, lower the back. Inhale, create the curve. Exhale, lower the back. So you're going to continue doing that. I just want to tell you a little anecdote. I was reading a physiotherapy page about what's the best kind of footwear to use if you're walking on pavement a lot. And this is something that's going to come up as we move further into the colder months. We need to be, because of COVID, away from groups of people and more time walking again. The theory was that if I'm too erect when I'm walking, it's actually really hard on your pelvis. We almost are meant to have a bit of a curve in our shoulders and that deep sway in the lower back. Think about how a caveman, the drawings of a prehistoric man stood. It was not erect like at a finishing school, like how we do, like how I would be from a ballet class. There was kind of a natural curve to the lower back and almost a tiny bit of a hunched shoulder. And what that does is it's tilting the weight of my upper body forward so that my core hips aren't taking all the weight. We originally, if you believe in evolution, were on 4 legs, not on 2. As soon as we stood up and we were bipedal, we've had a lot of problems in our lower back and hips. I'm just using my arms as a demonstration. So try not to have this perfect erect posture when you're walking. Maybe let your body, and the other piece they were saying was roll, try to walk more on the ball of the foot, which activates the calf, instead of slamming down on the heel. If you walk with the ball and roll down, instead of slam down, doom, doom, it actually is better for your shins and your calves to absorb what's happening and not your lower back and your hips. Hopefully that helps. Okay, feet walk wide, knees flop to the right. I'm just going to pause here and check in. What is my baseline? First thing in the morning, I feel a lot of tension in my dominant hip. And I'm going to take the knees over to the left. I've also started to pay more attention to, I notice summer footwear often isn't that great for the bones in my feet and my lower back. I feel like in the winter we wear thicker soles, more socks, more support for the difference between the pavement and our feet. If we live near a beach or grass, no pavement, it would be better to walk barefoot actually. And then back to the right. The theory is that cultures that walk in barefoot and that tend to be long distance runners, there's a more natural way to be like a cat up on the ball of your feet. And there's also an energetic connection with the earth. Some people call it earthing. Look it up if you're curious. And back to the left. And notice you're able to get the legs a little wider, maybe drop the inner leg a little deeper. And I'm feeling a deep stretch down the quad. And back to the right. And back to the left. So today we're going to do something that we normally avoid. So my knees are as wide as they can go, as low as they can go to the left. Here's the option. We used to do this standard practice in our class and I don't like it on my knee, so I stopped doing it. Left blade comes onto right knee. Oh my, and I'm not going anywhere near the earth. I used to have my knee to the earth. earth. And that's just too much, but I'm adding a bit of counter pressure. Release, knees to the right, release. Option to test this out. I don't love it, don't force it. Right blade onto left knee. I'm not gonna do it. That is so tight, and I'm gonna come back to center. We've been externally rotating the hips. Let's let the thighs and knees touch, and that's an internal rotation of the hips. Feet are as wide as the mat, thighs and knees are supporting each other, and let's take 3 breaths. Inhale 1, exhale. Inhale 2, exhale, and inhale 3. Zero in any tension in either hip, and then open the legs, coming into reclined cobbler. Soles together, knees wide. Back to center, thighs to chest, little boat. And let's take those knees all the way to the floor on the left. Right arm open, double leg spinal twist. Acknowledge there's an imbalance here. I notice often my knees come off of being stacked. And then back to center, keeping the thighs together. Knees take over to the right. Left shoulder heavy and relaxed. Oh, so tight. Back to center. Oh. Circle or little boat or egg beaters. Uh-oh. Oh, my pants didn't rip. Let's take the knees wide in preparation for happy baby. I'm going to just pause for a moment. Lower back presses into the floor. Palms are holding the knees. And I've set up this little kind of upside down triangle. It's like a V. And I'm letting gravity take lower back and tailbone to the earth. I love this counter pressure in my back. Not everyone does. You can stay here for 3 more breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. And then we're just going to come into the setup for happy baby. We're not going to do full happy baby. Hands behind the thighs. Add more of that counter pressure. And then close your legs. Legs in the air, roll at the ankles, fan the toes. Fists with the feet, spread the toes. Fists spread. You really want to wake up the muscles in our feet, especially the arches. Legs wide. Assess that tight inner thigh. Maybe give it a massage. And then let's close our legs. I'm going to bring right leg in tight, left leg slides straight. We're going to rock the baby here. So left hand grabs right blade, right hand, right knee, rock the baby. I even did this in my bed last night. I couldn't get my lower back to relax. I knew it was linked to hips. From gardening, standing, sitting. Both hands combined on this flexed right foot, and now we're in reclined pigeon. You're imagining this left foot is going to come towards the right foot towards left hip. And you'll notice, guess what this feels like? If I flex and bring it to a full right angle, to me it feels like half a fire logging. Oh, now imagine that foot coming to your left breast. Woo-hoo. Right foot steps on left thigh, just touches down. Left hand takes right knee over. Single leg spinal twist. Back to center. Thighs to chest, little boat. Or egg beaters. Okay, other side. Left leg in, right leg extends. Let's just pause for a second. You can have the hands behind the thigh or on the shin, whatever feels better. Single leg wind relieving pose. And then I'm going to rock the baby on this side. Right hand grabs left blade, left hand, left knee, and rock the baby. Prepping our hip for what comes next, recline pigeon. So I'm just enjoying this. You can continue doing this, or both hands bind on the flexed left foot, pulling that left flexed foot towards your right side body, or imagine it's coming to the right breast, and recline pigeon. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. And then left foot touches down the right thigh, right hand takes that knee over, single leg spinal twist, juicy. And back to center. Little boat. Let's do one more thing. Let's do quickie shoelace. So right over left. I did this in my bed too. And stack those knees. Pull the thighs towards your belly. Hands on opposite knees. Switch. Left over right. Stack the knees and pull them into your belly. Shake it out. Now we're going to do thread the needle. My favorite thing for lower back and hips. So right foot flexes onto left knee. Press that knee away. Ooh. Maybe massage the right hip. Left leg comes towards you. Crank it up a notch, flex both feet, press right knee away. Oh, we're pulling left thigh closer. And then let's take right leg over left, almost like we're going to do shoelace, arms into cactus, legs twist to the left, you look to the right, shoulders are down. Woo. Back to center. Legs without undoing them over towards the right. Keep the shoulders down, look to the left. Back to center and shake it out. Other side. Feet to the mat. Left foot flexes onto right knee. Massage the left hip. Then you're going to bring the left knee presses away, right knee comes towards you. Also called figure four. I call it eye of the needle. Maybe you're able to bind and go a little deeper. Who knows? Then we'll take left leg over right. Hands hold the knees. Pull them into your belly. Option to go a little deeper. Let's instead bring arms into cactus, legs twist to the right. This is my bad side. Back to center, legs twist to the left, you look to the right. Back to center, and shake it out. Okay, rolling on your side. Relax on that extended arm. And then gently press yourself upright. We're not going to do our 10 salutations today. I wanted to do more floor work. But we are going to do, let's do wide leg extended child's pose. So toes come together. Knees as wide as the mat if you're able to come on the tops of your feet and your knees. We'll do a quick stretch here. I know you like this quad stretch. Several of you have said this is really intense for you. So I could just sit here. You could set a timer and spend a few moments breathing here, but I think it's too intense for most of our knees and ankles. So I can start to lean back. I can take hands to the floor, palms facing me. Open the chest, keep the knees down. Some of you might bring blocks under your hands. Some of you might press your chest or pelvis away from the room and then bring it back down. Press it away. Look gently to the ceiling and bring it back down. Oh yeah, that's intense quad. Press the pelvis away and come back down. Press the pelvis away and come back down. And from here, you're going to come back upright into our extended child's pose. Oh, it's beautiful. Chest towards the floor, forehead down, arms extend out. Option to look forward. And then back up, tabletop. We'll do a quick cat-cow here. Thumb in the air, looking up, and then slowly turn it into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Once more, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Neutral. Let's do our thread the needle for our shoulders. So I'm going to keep right hand down, left arm out to a T. Flex, spread those fingers. And we're going to slowly open and stack. And then come back down. And I'm going to do that 3 times. We did this a little while ago, how to open the shoulders. This also comes with physiotherapists. Very important if you're a big reader or at the computer a lot. Right palm lands. How are you, Fern? Who's at the computer a lot? Fern, Franca, Leslie, Cheryl. I'm trying to think who else. Open. Those are for work. Ah, Paul. Hands down. Once more. Flex and open. And here. Oh, and come back down. And now we're going to add the thread the needle. So left arm up. Come back down, thread behind the right arm. I'm going to do it head on for you. Right arm through, left arm through, right arm bend at the elbow, press the floor while I lean back, and I'm looking over my right shoulder. I can feel a lot of tension, it's my dominant arm. Option to add right arm in the sky. And then come back out, undo, extended child's pose. And I'm kind of doing a hybrid between wide leg and regular. Back up, other side. Left palm down, right arm out. Open and stack. And come back down. Open and stack. And come back down. Notice if you're able to extend the range of motion each time we open up the body. Open and stack. Maybe look at the ceiling where your hand is. And finally, we're going to come down and thread the needle. Right hand down. Back of the right hand behind the left arm. Can you lay all the right nails down? Left arm bent at the elbow, tented. That's one variation. Lean back. Or left arm in the sky. Undo, extended child's pose. Option to try to spiral that chest towards the mat. Option to have prayer hands in front of you, reaching forward or up above your head. Or try to touch thumb to the back of the neck. And up. Okay, what I'd like to do between each pose is do a squat. So we're going to see what, and if you'd like to do supported squat blocks, that's available to you too, or you can use the wall. I'm going to come into my first squat. For some of us, this is the only squat we'll be doing because it doesn't hurt the knees. So I'm all my weight's on my thighs. I'm pressing down through the feet, butt is sticking out. Let's see, you can see quite a curve when I do this. This is that's it. Some of us are going to come a little lower. Some of us are going to find our way into a comfortable squat using the wall or blocks or nothing. And this is our baseline. Baseline squat. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Feel the tailbone drops down. Heart is up, head is stacked. Exhale down, and once more. Inhale. Exhale. And release. So, let's come back to the hips. Actually, quickie shoulder thing before we come back to the hips. Because some of the hip poses also involve the shoulders. We're going to take a strap or a pole from your broom. Arms straight. Pull the strap. Sit up straight. Maybe give yourself a bit more space if you need it for your shoulders. And we're just going to slowly rise while tearing the strap. And hopefully I make sense when I say tearing the strap. I'm like, can I rip this strap? And when we intensify things like tearing the strap, I feel like it's injecting circulation, almost like when you turkey base a turkey. You're lubricating this joint through your own blood and activity and circulation. And I'm just going to slowly go to my edge. Try not to jut the chin, chest, or belly forward. Go to my edge, pause. And we're going to do that 2 more times. You can switch your legs out if you like. Arms to zombie, tear the strap, rise. Maybe side to side if that feels good. Maybe bend your elbows if that feels better. Oh, that's intense. So I can bend my elbows, strap behind my head, and tear the strap. Option to go all the way over if that's available to your range of motion. And last one. Strap to zombie arms. Tear the strap. Rise. Rise. Further. Further. You're going to hit your natural edge and stop there. And all the way over. Awesome. Okay. Let's do our rock the baby. Left leg out. We did this on the floor, so this should feel familiar to our muscles in our body. Right leg bends. I'm going to take my inner right elbow inside my right knee and grab the outer right leg this way. I see a lot of interesting contraptions and ways of doing this, but I'm going to do this way because it's the shortest distance. Pick up this foot, sit up nice and straight. I want to turn on that core, that muscle corset, and I'm going to pedal. This is intense for some of us. One direction, then the other. So almost like a circle vertically. And then I'm going to make soup, horizontally pedaling, one then the other. And then I'm going to take that foot into the other hand, rock the baby. We did this earlier. Engage the core, sit up straight, both feet are flexed. So you might continue this variation, or you might bring it in and bind. Nice. And it's your choice how much you take that leg towards you. This feels good in my body, but not everybody likes this. And shake it out. Other side, left foot bends. Left elbow comes inside left knee, and you grab the outer left blade from within. Pedaling vertically, one direction and the other. And then horizontally stirring the soup, or maybe you're baking biscuits today. And then side to side. And, oh, you know what? I didn't even do the full rock baby. Let's come back to the other side. In the crook, bind. Option to rock the baby. Other side. In the crook, bind. This side is so tight. Oh, and shake it out. Let's put hips and shoulders together now. I'm going to grab my strap in case we need it. Let's take left leg down, right leg over. Oh, and I can feel a huge gap in my legs today. So another accommodation I might make, you know this, we take this block and put it under top of that foot. I'm not sitting very straight today. This is exactly when we were on our back and shoelace, but upright. So now we've got gravity pushing us down. The thing about this variation is you can't cheat anything because the floor is providing a hard surface. Now, because my right leg's on top, right arm is on top, we're going to do Gomukhasa cow face. Right hand over, left hand under. I'm going to take a strap to make this a lot easier. Putting the strap over my right shoulder. Right hand grabs the back of the strap, left hand grabs behind, and I'm going to show you from behind. This is what it looks like. I'm not even attempting to bind today. I want to open out the elbows to face the room behind me and engage the core. Stack the head. So stare at something at the height of your head across the room. And tear the strap. And release. Shake it out. Other side. Cutest thing in the world is one of my students, her 5-year-old son is homeschooled with her, and he does the yoga with her. And she tagged it on Instagram and Facebook, him doing the yoga. So cute. Left leg over, right leg under. Oh my, so tight. So what happens if the left leg's on top, the left hand's on top? Over and right hand under. Sit up straight, or let's take left shoulder over the strap, over the shoulder, right hand under, tear the strap, sit up straight, elbows can open behind you. Smile, stare at something across the room, the height of your head. Nice work. And release. Shake it out. We'll do one more shoulder thing in our final hip pose. Let me get this out of the way. Doesn't matter how your legs are, they can be crossed or extended. We're gonna come into cactus arms and imagining that the wall is behind you, opening as far back as you can. When I'm looking in a mirror, I'm pretty equal. Elbows are the height of my shoulders, so they should be straight out, and forearm is opened out. So in perfect cactus arm, a lot of us can easily do this on the floor, but when it comes time for again, there's nothing to support you, you can't cheat here. Sitting up straight, I want you to close your eyes and try to bring those elbows back behind you without moving your head. And I'm imagining I'm wrapping my shoulder blades around a telephone pole. Imagine you're leaning against the telephone pole and you need to wrap around the telephone pole and then come and close the gate. Open the gate, wrap around the telephone pole, smile, and close the gate. Okay, press those palms together. Wrap it open around the telephone pole behind you and close the gate. Palms pressed together, elbows pressed together, wrists pressed together. Engage the core. Can you come up to a right angle and pause here? Spreading the fingers, the pads press into each other. There's that isometric pressure. Keeping that action. Open this gate slowly, resisting yourself. And release. I'm going to drop left ear, left shoulder, chin to center, and then to the right. So we're going to do this a couple times. And shake it out. Okay, final pose. Fire logging. I'm turning my mat so that it makes more sense. Some of you have heard me describe this pose a million times. So when I sit cross-legged, my hips are wide and my knees go beyond the outside of this mat. See, they go out. For fire logging, think of your hips as more squared off. There's no out. So I'm going to get rid of the left leg. Right palm's going to bring right knee into alignment of my hip. So instead of going out, it's now parallel. My right thigh is parallel to the right side of the mat. Flex that right foot onto the blade, and I'm pulling the calf and the shin to be parallel to the short part of the mat. If you could look down on me, it would be an upside down L. My legs at a right angle. Then I'm going to flex the left foot and take it on top of the right. Well, today, look at this gap here. You know that normally I love the feeling of this knee pressing on my ankle. Well, today that's not happening. Similar to when we do thread the needle and shoelace on the floor. So sit up straight. You might rest here. Some of you might look like this. Some of you might be holding it. Some might be rocking the baby. Sitting up straight, flex. Option to take fingers tented into the floor. Stand up in your chest, or press your palms into each foot, or fold. Woo, if there's any pain, you're coming out. Undo, shake it out. Other side. I think we need to come back to hips again tomorrow. I feel like every Wednesday is our hip day. Left leg down, bring the shin and calf parallel to the top of the mat. Right foot on top, flex. This side feels much better for me. Either tented fingers resisting into the floor, standing up tall in your chest, and hinge, or Palm presses into foot, foot presses into palm. You're adding that resistance from the palm and the sole. One more breath, and let it go. Shake it out. That was a lot of work, especially if you're tight in your hips. So today's cute Life Loves You card is, we could do this one. I am flourishing. This is interesting. Well, I don't know. You could count this card towards income. It's going to talk about income. Income, health, love, any other ways of flourishing. It doesn't have to be economic. I am flourishing. Imagine your income expanding effortlessly and easily, and trust that all material needs are being met by the universe. You could also apply that to your health needs, your emotional needs, maybe how many pets you need, nutrients, growth in your body, medicine. You can apply to whatever you want. Thank you so much for your effort. The good in me sees